a preliminary agreement has been reached to end the war. With pressure from U.S. President Trump, if the remaining stages of the agreement are also implemented, the 3-year-long bloodshed will finally come to an end. Thank you for watching the video. Please like it and leave your thoughts in the comments.
The agreement was first announced by U.S. President Donald Trump. After all, Trump, much like many of the Telegram channels in our region that spread fake news, always rushed to be the first to make such serious statements. During his first term, Trump practically ran the entire United States through Twitter. Donald Trump announced with great pride that Israel and Hamas have reached an agreement. They have signed the first clause of the peace deal proposed by us. Soon all hostages will be released and Israeli troops will withdraw to the agreed distance. This opens the way toward lasting and permanent peace in the region, Trump said on his social media page. This is a great day for the Arab Muslim world, Israel, all neighboring countries, and the United States. Thanks to Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey for their mediation, said the U.S. President.
The public stage of the negotiations was held in Egypt's Sharm el-Sheikh resort with the participation of the U.S. Special Envoy Stephen Whitcomb, President Trump's Jewish son-in-law Jared Kushner, the Prime Minister of Qatar, and the head of Turkey's intelligence service.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu wrote that today is a great day for the country. He expressed special gratitude to IDF soldiers and to Donald Trump.
Now we've reached the most important part of Netanyahu's statement. With the grace of the Creator, we will continue to achieve all our goals and to reach peace with our neighbors. That's the quote. You know, after hearing this, I myself went back and checked Netanyahu's page several times. After all, wasn't it the same Netanyahu who just yesterday stood at the podium of the United Nations in New York and called Palestine a terrorist state? And now this terrorist state has suddenly become a neighbor with whom peace can be achieved, Mr. Prime Minister?
Well, wasn't it this very Netanyahu who recently announced a plan to capture Gaza and began its occupation? What happened that forced the Israeli Prime Minister to withdraw his troops from Gaza? The reason is simple. The pressure from America was so strong that Israel could no longer act beyond limits. As it said in the famous TV series, America's interests come first, only then comes Israel's. No matter how much the United States may be the reason for Israel's existence, it still prioritizes its own interests.
America will no longer allow the Jewish state to do whatever it wants as it did in the past, because if it wants to remain a global power, Washington is forced to consider the interests of the Muslim world and the Arabs who sit on vast energy resources. The times when the U.S. would go to war with the whole world for Israel are over. Israel, which planned to fully occupy Palestine, was forced to withdraw from Gaza and accept the signing of an agreement with Hamas as the only remaining option.
That's right, Mr. Netanyahu. When the pressure mounts, you can't help but call Palestine a proper neighbor and are forced to set aside your absurd plans to seize all the lands between the two rivers. Hopefully, Netanyahu will not interfere with the implementation of the two-state agreement while in power.